All right, let's kick things off, but first, the usual housekeeping. Just remember, everything you're about to hear is for educational purposes. This is absolutely not financial advice. Always do your own digging before making any moves.
Wow, okay, folks, if you thought the market was sleeping through the holidays, think again. The holiday hangover is done, and things are roaring back. We are diving into the DexFi health report for December 29th, and honestly, the headline is just a monster. We're talking about a complete explosion in trading volume. Let's just get right into it.
And there it is. Look at that number, $16.7 million in a single day. Now, let me be super clear here. This isn't just a good day. This is the single highest volume day we have seen in the entire 19-day period we've been tracking this. But you know what? The real story here isn't just that it's a new record. It's how much it smashed the old one.
Yeah, this chart really says it all, doesn't it? That old record, 11.9 million, was set just 5 days ago, on December 24th, right in the middle of that holiday surge. We thought that was big, but today's volume? It doesn't just beat it, it absolutely dwarfs it. It's not even in the same league.
That's right. We're talking about a 40% jump, plus 40%. This isn't some tiny little step up. This is a massive leap, a huge statement from the market that says, hey, we are back and we mean business. This is some serious acceleration as we head into the new year.
So that leads to the obvious question, right? What in the world is driving this explosion? I mean, a surge this massive doesn't just happen randomly across the board. Usually there's one big player making all the noise. So let's pull back the curtain and see who's behind this.
And bingo, there's our answer. Look at this. It's pretty much all about one token, REI. It is the undisputed king today, responsible for a mind-boggling 65% of all the trading volume. That's just pure dominance. I mean, sure, other tokens were moving, but REI was playing a completely different game. And to really let that sink in, just look at the number for REI alone, almost $11 million. Get this, the volume from just this one token on one day is more than what the entire protocol usually does on a normal day. That's incredible.
Okay, so why should you care? Why does this matter? Because this isn't just some big flashy number to look at. No way. Every single one of those trades, every dollar of that $16.7 million generates fees. And where do those fees go? They go directly to you, the bondholders. A day like today, well, let's just say it's setting up a very nice weekly payout. All right, section 2. And all that crazy volume we just talked about, it has a direct, and I mean direct, impact on this next piece of the story. Let's talk about the V-shaped triumph, because that's exactly what it is. The fund value didn't just bounce back from that little holiday dip, it came roaring back with a vengeance.
And this timeline lays it out perfectly. So yeah, we saw a low point on Christmas Day, totally expected, but look what happened in just 3 days. The fund clawed back over $51,000. We're now blasting past 1.6 million, which means that dip is completely in the rearview mirror.
And here's the kicker. We're not just back. We're actually better. The fund is now sitting at its highest value since way back on December 11th. So this isn't just a recovery story. This is a story about building new momentum and pushing for new highs to end the year.
So what's the magic formula here? Well, it's really a powerful trifecta working together. First, you've got all those insane volume fees we talked about, just pouring into the vaults and compounding. Second, the actual assets the fund holds are bouncing back in price. And third, we've got a steady stream of fresh cash coming in from new bond minting.
Okay, let's drill down on that third point for a minute because this is huge. This is what I call a vote of confidence. Even with all the holiday market craziness, people weren't just minting bonds, they were minting them faster than before. 300. Just think about that. In the last 3 days alone, 300 new bonds were created. That tells you everything you need to know about investor sentiment. People are seeing strength, they're seeing opportunity, and they're voting with their capital. And you can see that acceleration right here. We're averaging about 100 new bonds a day recently. That's a good clip, faster than the 19-day average of around 88. The fact that demand was actually speeding up while the market was dipping, that, my friends, is a super strong bullish sign.
So that brings our grand total up to 25,310 bonds. And you know, every single one of those represents fresh ETH coming into the treasury. That's more fuel for the engine, expanding the protocol's ability to generate yield. This is the kind of steady, foundational growth you'll love to see. All right, next up, strategic capital. With all this new money flowing in and all this activity, the big question is, okay, how is it all being managed? Let's take a quick look at the wallet and chain health, because a healthy protocol is about more than just big numbers. It's about smart strategy.
Okay, so the first thing you'll probably spot is that the wallet's gotten bigger. It's holding over $113,000. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that just idle cash not doing anything? But hold on, because there's actually a very deliberate strategy at play here. So why the big wallet? It boils down to two things. One, the fee income has been so explosive that cash is just piling up faster than it can be put to work. And two, this is almost certainly capital being staged for some smart year-end rebalancing moves. So think of it as intentional planning, not inefficiency. And a quick peek at the chains confirms everything is looking healthy. A nice recovery across the board. No surprise, base chain is still the king, holding almost 90% of the total value. And you guessed it, soaking up the majority of that huge volume surge. So let's bring it all together. What's the final scorecard for December 29th? Well, the fund value is surging. Check. Volume absolutely exploded to a new record. Check. Bond minting is speeding up. Check. REI went on an absolute tear, and all the chains are looking healthy and strong. I mean, it is just an overwhelmingly green, positive picture as we close out the year. So the final verdict? It's a clear, confident, double green strong. The year-end rally we've been waiting for? It's here. The protocol is firing on all cylinders. This is precisely the kind of powerful momentum you want to carry into a new year. And just one final reminder, of course, none of this is financial advice. Every investment has risks, and you should never, ever put in more than you're willing to lose. Please do your own homework before you make any moves. So there you have it. The holiday hangover is over, and DexFi is ending 2025 with an absolute bang. Record volume, a surging fund, and incredible demand from investors. It's all systems go. From all of us here at DexFi, here's to a fantastic finish to the year and an even stronger 2026. Cheers!